greatest ever sums it up. I ain't have a lot when I was coming up. Kinda made my stomach turn when I brung it up. Wait. Cook it up, gourmet. I go Super Saiyan, gold tank. Anything I ever do is top rank. Got more bars than a Shawshank. Cook it up, gourmet. I go Super Saiyan, gold tank. Anything I ever do is top rank. Got more bars than a Shawshank.
Hello, everybody. It's the coach. This is Madden 20 on EA Sports. Up next, we've got what should be an intriguing matchup between the New Orleans Saints and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. With that, let's head over to Raymond James Stadium in Tampa. For the call of this one, we bring in our broadcast team, Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
All right, Coach, thanks. EA Sports coverage of the NFL has us on the west coast of the Sunshine State. Downtown Tampa's the spot, Raymond James Stadium. Just a short time ago, the Buccaneers emerging from their tunnel to the roar of this frenzied crowd here in the Sunshine State. And we're in the big ship, and fittingly, everyone here ready to do battle as Tampa Bay gets ready to match up with the New Orleans Saints. Hi again, everyone. Brandon Gaudin alongside Charles Davis. And, Charles, you take a look at this Buccaneer ball club. They come in playing pretty good football. Winners of 4 of their last 6 games. Meanwhile, for the visiting Saints, they've been cooking these last couple months. Winners of 7 of their last 8 games.
And if you extrapolate that out to a full season, they'd be 14-2. And anyone in the NFL today would sign up for that.
The NFL season has hit high gear, and off we go in Week 11 on EA Sports. This will be taken in at the 1. And not a bad return here. He gets it out to the 25-yard line. So out come the Bucs now for their first drive. They'll be under the command of the former Florida State Seminole, the #1 overall pick in 2015, Jameis Winston.
That was a solid performance last week, wasn't it? 2 touchdowns, no interceptions, ran the team well, won the ball game. Bottom line, may not have been earth-shattering, but it didn't need to be.
80. Blue 80. You got nothing today. You got nothing. Let's go.
On play action, Winston. It's caught by Mike Evans. And he's into the end zone. Touchdown, Buccaneers. Mike Evans, his second touchdown on the season, as his guys are able to strike first here in this opening quarter. Wow, first play in the game, CD, 75 yards. These people, they haven't even filed in yet from the tailgate lots.
Everyone talks about starting out fast. Everyone talks about getting explosive-type plays. That was absolutely a thunderbolt. And on the defensive side, you spent all week scheming, all week preparing, and it seems like it goes right out the window.
Matt Gay on for the extra point. Gives the Bucs a 7-0 lead. One of the shortest drives you'll ever see. One play, 75 yards, 6 points. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And all that work, but he stopped where he ultimately would have been, and he's simply taken a knee, and that's the 25-yard line. This is Alvin Kamara, who made the Pro Bowl in each of his first 2 NFL seasons. And he's upended after a gain of 2 out to the 27th. Darian Stewart there to bring him down.
Defensively here, you're facing a top 5 team in terms of points scored in the NFL. So when they're that high-powered, you've got to find a way to hold them under 20. Because to me, that's the magic number. 20-point score, you give yourself your best chance to win.
So if they're up around 24, 28, 30, they could be in some trouble.
And I think so, because then you turn it into a shootout, and that means your offense has to keep pace.
On third down, here's Kamara. And he's able to get the first before he's taken down at the 36. Third down turns to first with that 5-yard pickup.
Plenty of things to talk about here, partner, but to me, their defense gave up a touchdown on the first drive. How about how they're responding, coming back? That's a big third down pickup to keep their drive alive.
Bridgewater on first down. And Thomas has it. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. 10 yards, good for his Saints, first down. The numbers for Thomas from last week's effort. 6 catches, 63 yards.
And they think they have a matchup advantage in this one. They're going to try and find some space for him to work and make sure he touches the football.
They run with a former Viking and Raider. It's Latavius Murray. And taking it across midfield and just shy of the 40. 12 yards there, good for a Saints first down.
Tremendous blocking by the interior of the offensive line. They didn't just gash him there. They blasted a gaping hole for him to gallop through. I think if he comes back to the huddle, he better be giving them a whole lot of credit and thanking them for that much space to rumble.
They're running it. Shift. Watch the shift. Rush in. Rush in. Rush in. Bang, 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 bang. Bang, bang. Check safety. Check safety.
Now a first-time 1,000-yard rusher from a season ago, it's Derrick Henry. And he works it past the 30, almost to the 25. He'll get 15 and a Saints first down. So back-to-back big runs, picking apart this defense on the opening drive.
I thought this was a passing league. I thought this was the era we were in where the ball was always in the air, right?
They didn't get the memo.
They didn't get the memo, and I know this to be true. Offensive linemen still, to this day, they want to run the football. They want to fire out and hit people across the line of scrimmage, and they're clearing space.
That'll be a loss of 4 yards on the play. And it'll bring up a 2nd and 14. Throwing on 2nd and 14. Bridgewater. Thomas has got it. Complete. And he's taken down, but not before reaching the 10-yard line. Third catch for him on this drive alone, and it'll give him a first down.
Well, I know from past experience, before you actually play a game, you visualize what's going to happen. And I don't know anyone who doesn't visualize themselves being in the center of what's going on. That's 3 catches for him here in the early going. He's got to like the way this is started.
Absolutely. 3 catches on any drive is good. Opening drive, that's a tone setter.
I know that speed is the hallmark of today's NFL game, but the key to good rushing defense is still having your linebackers set the edge.
So they get pushed back to the 11, and here's 2nd and goal. Here's Bridgewater, escaping the pressure right. He'll run it. Touchdown! And the New Orleans Saints put 6 up on the board. Well, the defensive coverage was good, so good he just decided to make a play of his own, and it worked out.
Yeah, you often wonder if they think to themselves, was the coverage too good to allow him to run the football? But I think you'd rather take your chances with him doing exactly that, and he beat him on that play all the way to the end zone.
Lutz with the extra point, and we are tied at 7. So that one a pretty time-consuming 10-play drive. And in the end, the finishing touch, an 11-yard run. Each team's had it. Each team has scored. 7-7 here as the kick's away. This is fielded at the goal line. And he'll get across the 20 before he's brought down at about the 23-yard line. And Tampa Bay trots out there now. And still a lot of football to be played in this season. We're only in November. A lot can happen between now and January. But if it ended today, they would just be on the outside of the playoff picture looking in. So a lot to fight for.
Yeah, and wasn't it interesting in our meeting with the coaching staff that they all made sure to let us know, we know where we are right now, but the playoffs don't start tomorrow. We still got some time, and they plan on putting it together, formulating a streak, got the whole month of December still left to play. They think they can get in.
And they made it very obvious to us that there's no playoff talk in the locker room right now. It's win this game and look to next week.
Excellent focus.
He lost 4 there, and it's 3rd down. On 3rd down, Winston. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Khalil Mack was sack number 23 on the year, breaking Michael Strahan's mark of 22.5. Congratulations. Man, he got in there so quickly, Charles. What could the offense have done to adjust and account for that?
But what you're hoping is that you figure out and you see and get a clue that maybe there's going to be some pressure coming at you. And you change the blocking schemes. Maybe you go to max protection. The biggest one is maybe you bring your running back in to try and keep you clean. But in that case, that didn't happen. 0 accountability, and a sack resulted.
The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started. And it's only November, but the playoffs, we know how it works. They'll be here before you know it. If it ended today, they would be the number 1 seed.
And that's a great spot to be in, but I love the phrase, if it ended today. And I'll guarantee you, that's what they've discussed in their locker room, in their meeting rooms. Yeah, we know where we'd be if it ended today, but we also know it's not ending today.
Right.
So they've got to continue to play the type of ball that put them in the spot where they're number 1 in their conference.
The Saints first down there on a gain of 11.
That looked like a pretty good route combination there because you've got to find a way to clear the guy running the drag, because when you do, you just put the ball on him and then let him run.
He's got some space. And all the way inside the 15 before they drop him. That one goes for 30 yards.
I know we love our jobs, and pretty much any play we see, we're pretty, excited about. But big plays, let's face it, that's what we absolutely live for. How about that one?
That was great, and what our camera missed was the fist pump from the sideline after that catch. They're fired out. That's a big game. From the red zone now, Bridgewater. And it'll be intercepted. Picked off by Justin Evans. He was trying to hit Thomas that time. Well, they thought they were going to break the tie. The defense had other plans. They were already in field goal range, but boom, an interception.
I don't know if this was a case of being a little bit too greedy with the opportunity to put points on the board, but give credit to the guys on the defensive side. Hung in there, battled, and made a key play.
Now a first down run is going nowhere. He's going to be dropped in the backfield, a loss of 2. So the opening play of the drive goes backwards. Now they'll come up on 2nd and 12. On On second down, Barber. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. This will be a 2-yard loss on the play. And it's going to be third down and a ways to go here, 3rd and 14. So time to start going in the other direction as they come up now, 3rd and long. Jameis to throw it. He's got Evans. And all the way down to the 40-yard line. It's a big play. Winston to Evans. 44 yards. So the big play moves him all the way across midfield to the 40 now for 1st and 10. Barber on 1st and 10. There he goes, left side. Touchdown, Tampa Bay. touchdown number 7 on the year. And the Bucs have taken the lead. Extra point by Gay is up and good. And that makes the score 14-7. A 4-play drive spanning 80 yards. And it's Peyton Barber that polishes it all off with a touchdown scamper. That'll be taken in the end zone. And all that work, but he stopped where he ultimately would have been had he simply taken a knee, and that's the 25-yard line. Teddy Bridgewater and the Saints set to take over. And he'll look to rebound from the early interception that led to 6 points the other way.
And when he threw the interception and he had to come to the sideline, I guarantee his first thought wasn't about the interception itself, but what could result. And I know he was thinking to himself, come on, defense, bail me out. Well, they weren't able to in this situation. Now he's got to go out and atone for it himself, but he can't force things.
The last play got just a yard. Here's 2nd and 9 from the 26. And here's a throw that's taken in by the tight end Cook. And he's free going down the left side. It's a foot race. Touchdown, New Orleans. Jared Cook, his 4th touchdown on the year, as they are an extra point away now from tying this football game. When they drew that up, I don't think they envisioned it ending in a house call, but he got it and took it all the way home.
Really impressive run after the catch, wasn't it? That was really special by him. But let's face it, in today's NFL, those tight ends are often former wide receivers or maybe even sometimes bigger running backs. They just put them in a position to get a great matchup and make plays like that.
And not a bad return. Here he gets it out to the 25-yard line. Heading back out there, a look at Peyton Barber. A tough challenge here in this one. We'll see if he can duplicate the numbers on your screen that he put up last week, up over 100 and a touchdown.
We were watching tape to prepare for this game. One thing you noted that I totally agree with, great complimentary piece in the last game. You know, they were able to throw it pretty well. He ran it exceptionally, and they hope to continue that same form.
And he's into the end zone for a Tampa Bay touchdown. Chris Godwin, his 4th touchdown on the year, as his guys are able to regain the lead. Not a whole lot to recap on that drive. Just one play, 75 yards to the house.
Yeah, it's a long way to go. Remember, rarely is it a straight line 75 yards, too. Got to have a little extra in there. So whatever the final number is, a well-deserved seat on the bench, a little oxygen if he wants it as well.
And following the touchdown now, it's Bradley Pinion on to kick this one away. That's fielded in the end zone. And all that work, but he stopped where he ultimately would have been, and he's simply taken a knee, and that's the 25-yard line. The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started. And Charles, the way touchdowns have come so fast and furious for both sides in this thing, it's starting to feel a little bit more like maybe a tennis match in a football game.
Yeah, I like your description there. Maybe we're sitting in a nice royal box watching this type of a game. But let's face it, right now, the way it's going back and forth, it's going to come down to who can get a stop.
The Saints with a football here to begin quarter number 2, as they've got a 2nd and 8 forthcoming. Throwing on 2nd and 8, Bridgewater, and he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. Ndamukong Suh able to record his 5th sack of the season.
So this has been a lot like a tennis match, hasn't it? Back and forth. Both these offenses having their way so far, so maybe the question isn't who's going to score the most points in this game. Maybe it's who's going to get some stops.
Yeah, absolutely, and that sack finally a first step in the right direction for a stop. And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35. Opted to run for it. The decision a good one. Picking up the first, getting 14 yards on the scramble. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. Now Bridgewater. And down he goes. The pressure getting to Bridgewater. William Golston in there to get him. It's a loss of 5. You never want to give up a sack. From the O-line's perspective, they hate it for several reasons, especially because they felt like they let little brother down back there in the pocket.
Oh, no doubt.
And the pressure gets to him again. Noah Spence. He's the one that drops in this go-around, and that pass rush getting strong here. Back-to-back sacks. 3rd and long now after the sack, and we'll see if Bridgewater has a response. To throw is Bridgewater. Now he's hit, and Bridgewater loses the football. And it's picked up by the Buccaneers.
I know that taking care of the football is something that's drummed into every guy who plays this position, no matter what, whether he's running it, in the pocket, out of the pocket. But it's almost surprising to me that there aren't more fumbles by that position because of the way that they get attacked on each and every play.
Yeah, we had the fumble last week. Now here's 2 weeks in a row with a fumble loss.
Concentration has got to be there, and he's got to understand how much time he has to take care of a play, and maybe his clock is off just a little bit.
Jameis now over 200 yards already in this first half. It's 1st and 10. Winston gives to Barber. And he gets it down close to the 10-yard line. It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3. So they'll come up after the gain of 7 on a 2nd and 3. They'll run the counter with Barber. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. He lost 2 there, and it's 3rd down.
An interesting and intriguing decision there defensively because they kept extra DBs on the field despite seeing the multiple tight end look that came out for the offense.
I thought they were going to switch out of it. I didn't know if they felt they didn't have time or what the case was.
Well, in any event, the extra speed allowed for great penetration as they stuffed that one behind the line of scrimmage.
Good defense holds them to only a yard, and it'll be 4th down.
One hallmark of good defenses is understanding the game, understanding positioning, and tackling immediately in the secondary after catches. I think we just saw that on display right there.
Got to him before he ever had a chance to think about turning it upfield. So a good snap, good hold, and right down the middle.
Never in doubt. Just the way you used to hit them, partner.
You mean like kicking the ball?
Exactly.
Well, that was in high school.
Doesn't matter. I don't care what level. You hit them, they go through.
Then he'll take this across the 25, couple extra yards, up to the 27-yard line. Getting set to go here, Teddy Bridgewater and company marches back onto the field. He's had a solid start to this game, but bottom line is they're losing, so he doesn't care about his stats. He just wants to right the ship on the scoreboard.
He wants to actually increase his stats because he feels like if he does, that means things will get better for his team, maybe get him back into the ball game or into the lead. In these situations, I remember playing with a quarterback once where he actually ran out onto the field first ahead of everyone else just to say, guys, let's go. Try and create that energy, create that spark.
Well, so far he has 1 touchdown, 1 interception. He'll be looking for that 2nd touchdown now. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage.
Perfectly designed blitz right there. They took that one from the grease board to the field because they were able to free up their linebacker to get into the backfield and spill the play.
On 2nd and 12, Bridgewater buying time to his left. And this is Cook with a grab. And this is going to lead to another 1st down as the tackle's made at the Bucs 39.
Let's go.
On any given pass play, you never know exactly where your exit points are going to be. On this play, he was flushed to his left, still on the run, able to accurately throw the football for a nice 1st down.
Pretty solid run here on 1st down. Almost picked up another first, but he appears to be a few inches short. That'll be a pickup of 10 as they try to recover from this 10-point deficit. On 2nd and inches, Bridgewater. And a return. Stops at the 39-yard line.
We can't get stopped. You see me out here? That's right. We can't get stopped.
When a team's turned it over 3 times in the first half, we just look at the offense and say, guys, what are you doing? But instead, we really should be looking at the defense. They've created the takeaways. 2 interceptions, 1 caused fumble. They played awfully well swarming to the ball here in the first half.
Now this one to his running back out of the backfield. And getting this just shy of midfield is spotted at the 49. 10 yards there and a Buccaneer 1st down. Winston, the offense, with a 1st and 10. And he's a perfect 6 for 6 here to start the ball game. Now this throw caught left side. And he'll be down deep into New Orleans territory. A gain of 32 that time. What a first half this has been offensively. I mean, defensively, what do you do when you're getting torched like this?
Now, these receivers are absolutely wearing them out. So 2 thoughts come to mind. 1, get some oxygen. You fill up your lungs a little bit. And number 2, talk to your guys up front. You need a pass rush to help slow them down.
So a big play as it gets them all the way down to the 20 now for 1st and 10. A carry for Barber. And a good gain here of 9 from the 19 down to the 10.
Peyton Barber, a surprise workhorse for the Buccaneers in 2018. I don't think they expected him to have 234 carries, but he certainly felt like he could carry the load and just carried it there for a nice gain.
And he'll get this one down to about the 10-yard line. The offense on 3rd down tonight, just 1 for 3 thus far. They're looking at 3rd and a few inches. They'll try and run here with Barber. And he's into the end zone for a Tampa Bay touchdown. Peyton Barber with his 2nd touchdown here in this first half as the Buccaneers tack on to their lead. And always a good first half when you can hit pay dirt twice.
And it never hurts to have that good feeling as the game moves on. Just think about halftime. If that's all he gets, he'll just sit there at the half and think, all right, 2 already. I can get some more. I can get some more. And he'll be encouraging his offensive line to create some space.
This is taken at the 3. And nice work on the return as they'll start their drive just past the 30-yard line. A reminder that coming up later tonight, a good one on Sunday Night Football. We'll see what could have been a playoff matchup a season ago. The Bears and the Rams from L.A. And then tomorrow night, Monday Night Football from down in Mexico. Mexico City, to be precise. The Chiefs and the Chargers going at it. And takes this one across the 35 to the 36. A gain of about 4.
You got it.
I call that play a success. A nice inside run sets up a very manageable 2nd down. A very solid gain on that play.
At the 36-yard line.
On 2nd down, Kamara. And he'll get up to the 43-yard line. That one a 1st down pickup of 8. 2 minutes remaining in this first half of football. We remind you that coming up at halftime, we'll send you cross-state to Orlando, where Jonathan Coachman will have all the stats and all the scores from games going on during another busy Sunday in the National Football League. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. A Saints 1st down there on a gain of 11.
Exactly what they needed right there, because they needed to use the ground game to take some pressure off, because the quarterback's been struggling a little bit.
Check.
Now a 1st down carry. It's Kamara.
No.
9 yards is the pickup there, and they'll have a 2nd and 1. The Saints going to call the first of their timeouts as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming 2nd down play. From the 38, Bridgewater. He gets it to Thomas. And he's taken down inside the 30. And this is going to lead to another 1st down as the tackle's made at the Bucs 28. Now they got to get to the line quickly. On the ground, Kamara. And he went backwards. He'll be down at the 30. A loss of 2 there, 2nd down.
Well, we just saw a great example of what we talked about with his coach prior to the game. He's definitely one of the better linebackers at reading a play and flowing to make the stop before it turns into something big.
On 2nd and 12, Bridgewater. That'll be complete to Cook. Now we'll get a quick timeout called by New Orleans, number 2, as the clock will stop with 37 seconds to play in this first half. They'll come out in the pistol. This is 1st and goal and a golden chance to get a score back here before halftime. Bridgewater, flush to his right, and he'll score. Touchdown, New Orleans. Teddy Bridgewater on his way to a monster game. 3 first-half touchdowns. And the Saints make some inroads here to that deficit.
Well, that touchdown certainly helps, but they've got to go ahead and convert, get to the half, and figure out how to keep chopping down this lead in the second, don't they?
Yeah, they still need to regroup, and they still need to end the second quarter strong. A little bit of time left. So that drive in total 8 plays, and it results in a 4-yard touchdown run. Morstead out now following the touchdown to kick. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone.
Let's go!
The Bucs offense set to begin their next possession. You've got under a minute to go here until halftime. You got the good-sized lead. No need to do anything crazy.
No, there really is no need to do anything crazy. The smart play, go ahead and take your lead into the locker room and then try and add to it in the second half. But there's a part of me that looks at this and says, first half going my way, I have a little bit of a cushion. Let's go ahead and try and extend things. If you've got some good plays drawn up, you might want to think about them right here.
And this will go as a short gain on what will be the final act of this first half. So we've reached halftime in a wild first half. We'll take a minute to catch our breath as we toss it an hour or so. An abbreviated halftime show as we get rolling to quarter 3. Both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And all that work, but he stopped where he ultimately would have been, and he's simply taken a knee, and that's the Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started. They have the ball here for the inaugural drive of the second half. Pretty big deficit, though. We'll see what adjustments were made in that locker room.
And I never want to make something more important than it actually is, right? I don't want to create more hype than what is there. But this is I'm doing it, though. This is a really important drive. And we often talk about teams scripting plays to start a game. A lot of them script to start the second half, too. And they're scripting something that they expect to get them into the end zone and back into this game.
We'll see if that script is a good one for him. Now left side, a completion to his tight end. And he's able to get out to the 32, brought down there. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on third down. Throwing, Bridgewater, flushed out right. And the throw there going to be incomplete.
Not only was the call spot on, how about the execution of that defense right there? The zone was absolutely locked up tight. He was trying to force it in there on third down.
But if there's a time to force it, he felt like he needed to make a play, right?
Yeah, exactly right. Third down, you got to try and find something. There's nothing available there for him.
Steps away to his left. So certainly an interesting call there to go for it. And the Bucs are going to take over with excellent field position to boot. But down 2 scores, I guess they felt like they needed to go for it. They must have thought they had a play to dial up that they could get it. Well, it didn't work out.
They must have thought, as you pointed out, they had a play, and they were probably looking at the number of possessions that they thought were left in the game. And down 2 scores, they must have felt like they couldn't risk not taking a shot here and giving up that chance.
Now Ellington. He's tackled a yard short of the marker. Good gain of 9 on first down.
First play of the drive, let's give credit all around. Excellent blocking, but the guy carrying the ball, he was the finisher. A really nice run.
On 2nd and 1, Winston. And he finds Howard complete. And on this one, he'll get to the 15, right at the 15-yard line.
Many different ways to create space, but on that play, he did it with that big, wide body of his. Didn't get a whole lot of yardage on the play, but it did what it was supposed to. Pick up a first down.
And they see right through that defensively as he'll be hit and taken down to the backfield.
And that's what this defense is going to need to do more in the second half. Good pressure that time, forces some indecision in the backfield. He's going to wind up being taken down for a nice loss.
On 2nd and 11 now. Winston, and he's into the end zone. Touchdown, Buccaneers. 3 touchdown passes now in the ball game for Jameis Winston as the Buccaneers tack on to their lead. Always important to get the first score of the second half. Now you start to pull away a little bit and get some breathing room going.
And now we find out about the fortitude of the group that's behind, because they were counting on getting into the game a little bit more, right? Maybe they get the first score. That doesn't happen. It looks almost insurmountable, but it's not. Let's see how hard they play the rest of the game.
That'll be taken in the end zone. And he'll be brought down at the 23, make it the 24-yard line. Out onto the field comes New Orleans. And last time out, went for it on 4th down, turned it over, gave him great field position, turned into 6 points, so they've got to recover here, Charles.
It's amazing what one decision can do in the chain of events, right? The decision to go for it on 4th down.
Caused all of that.
It caused every bit of it, but it showed confidence. Hey, I've got confidence in you guys. Go pick it up for them. Didn't happen. Also showed confidence in the defense. They didn't pick up their end of the bargain, so now they've got to come back out and start over and rebuild that confidence.
8 yards the tally on that first down run. Here's 2nd and 2. Bridgewater now. And this is a catch by Ted Ginn. And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, New Orleans. Ted Ginn. His first touchdown on the year. And the Saints get a bit closer. As a former DB, you might not like to see that, but from a wide receiver's perspective, those are the plays they dream of.
Correct on both counts, all right? Because once he took off, I mean, let's face it, that should have been done in Big Sky Country. Aren't any speed limits out there? And off he went. Glad I wasn't the one trying to chase him.
And he's up across the 25 and down at the 28-yard line. Here comes the Tampa Bay offense now heading back out onto the field. And the points, they have come fast and furious in this quarter.
You really don't want to be on the defensive side of the ball right now, do you? Because you're either thinking, my replacement may get an opportunity.
Your head better be on a swivel.
Totally. Or maybe I just need to get out of the game for a while because I just can't slow these guys down. They've got to figure out a way to disrupt these offenses. And typically, one guy makes a big play, and that can help change things.
They'll be looking for disruption on both sides right now. First down, Winston. Open man is Howard, the tight end. And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8, 2nd and 2.
They gave up the completion there, but this is what zone defenses count on. Catching the ball and not much run after the catch.
On 2nd down, it's Barber. And he's corralled, but not before getting it inside the 35.
Now, this is an example of breaking down a defense because on a lot of these runs, he's getting past the point of attack, and guess what he's doing? Forcing the secondary guys to have to make a lot of tackles.
From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10.
Hey, man, watch the boot, watch the boot. Check me.
From the gun, Winston. He's got this one complete to Perriman. Give him 9 there on the first down completion. That last catch short of the marker by just a yard leaves him with a very manageable 2nd and 1. Here's Barber. And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. Not enough there for a first. No gain, as a matter of fact. And it leaves them at 3rd and 1. They'll stay on the ground with Barber. And he's going to get the first down here as he's taken down at the 22. A third down gain of 3 yards, and that'll be enough.
Well, someone's been having a good game so far, and you know something? A lot of it's been power running. They decided to turn him loose again on third down, didn't they?
They did indeed. He delivered the tough yards.
Ready? Blue lady. Watch the curl, watch the curl, watch the curl.
Jameis now on first down. Looking for Perriman there. He's got him. And this will leave him a yard short. Nice pickup of 9 yards on first down.
I always laugh when people say, what's the toughest route to defend? And I'm like, any of them, especially if it's a good receiver. That makes things very difficult. But when you're running a drag route, something short, shallow, going through defenders, using guys almost as screens in order to get open, that makes things tough for guys trying to get to the football.
Watch the run, watch the run.
To throw again on second down. Winston. And he's into the end zone for a Tampa Bay touchdown. Jameis Winston with his 4th touchdown pass of the afternoon as the Buccaneers tack on to their lead.
That drive that really increased their cushion felt very military to me. Very precise, methodical. That's one of the words you've taught me. And they just got it done.
And slowly but surely now starting to pull away a little bit. Things looking good for them here in the third quarter.
Not only pulling away, but you mentioned that slowly but surely. You also drain clock, too, with a drive like that. So you really give yourself an advantage.
That's fielded in the end zone. And he'll get it up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. Back out onto the field now comes the New Orleans offense. I guess they have to feel a little gratified to at least get on the board last time, but still work to do.
No doubt about it. I wonder now if they're going to try to increase the urgency a little bit. Maybe pump up the pace, maybe go 2 minute. Who knows? Let's see what they decide to do. They'd love to just strike back with a touchdown right here, and if it's a long play, so be it. But the main goal, get a couple of first downs, run some plays, run some clock, allow their defense to get a chance to catch their breath, settle down, and relax a little bit after they just gave up a score.
Being chased out left. He'll try and run it. Deshaun Watson, so multi-dimensional, able to scramble for the first.
Partner, he was going through his progressions. Not there, not there. After about the third one, he decided he better pull it down and run for it. And he slides down and avoids the hit for good measure.
They try and run on first down, but this one going to lose a couple yards as they get him behind the line. Calling a loss of 2 on the play. And it'll be 2nd and 12.
But these guys are going to chop into that deficit. They got to do a much better job in the run game. Caught behind the line of scrimmage, no yardage will be found.
Here we go. Watch tight end. We got 4. We got 4.
Now it's the backup Watson. And brought in by the tight end Cook. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. That one covers 24 yards. It's a first down.
And he's the epitome of what we call the move tight end, a guy that you can line up anywhere, in the slot, out wide, in tight, doesn't really matter because he has such great skills. You want to utilize him in all aspects of your passing offense.
And there he was in the slot for the catch. 2 chunk plays in a row. The last one was over 20 yards, and so is this one.
When you run a screen pass really well, you got to like the look of it because so many parts come together to make it work well. The offensive linemen, where they're faking people out, the back slipping out there, catching the football, then all of them going together as one unit downfield. A really nice pickup.
They only got a yard out of that last completion, and that makes this 2nd and 9. To the air yet again, Watson. That's caught. It's Thomas. And they'll get this down to the 10. That catch puts him over 70 yards receiving now as he's got a first down.
I think it all came together there. In-breaking route, drove it with excellent pace. Money throw right there to move the sticks.
Watson in the offense going to come up 1st and 10. And he's 4 for 4. Under a heavy rush, and down he goes. Lavonte David making his presence felt in the backfield.
The amount of sacks that they've absorbed in this game is absolutely extraordinary. Let's just face it. This offensive line, flat out, cannot handle this pass rush. It's been demonstrated time and time again.
So first down went in the wrong direction. They're at the 13-yard line. Here's 2nd and goal. Here's Watson. Out of the backfield, that's complete to Kamara. And he'll take it into the end zone for the Saints touchdown. Alvin Kamara hitting double digits with his 10th touchdown of the season. And the Saints make some inroads here to that deficit. They go for just 1 here as it's up and good. And that will shave 1 more off this lead. A good drive that time as they go 9 plays in all. And it ends with a touchdown for New Orleans. This is fielded at the goal line. And he'll get it up just past the 20, and his guys will go to work at the 21-yard line. Jameis Winston and company heading back onto the field now. He has been on his A game. We're in the 3rd quarter. He's already in search of touchdown pass number 5.
He's played so well that it's hard for me to take my eyes off of him, even when he's not on the field. I keep finding my eyes finding him on the bench in between series, wondering what he's going to do next. This has been a blast to watch him play the position.
Yeah, he's been spectacular with those 4 touchdown passes. So 2nd and 8 here after the pass play for 2 yards on first down. Now it's Barber. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. Back now in Tampa. It's the Bucs. They've got the football. They also are in front here on the scoreboard as we start the 4th. Now Winston. That's complete to his receiver, Godwin. And he's brought down, getting this one up to about the 35. First down, Tampa Bay there, a gain of 13. He's played a great game. It continues right there, even with this lead, confident to throw the pass and have the reception made.
There's no doubt who the leader of their team is there? There's no doubt who they want to ride all the way to the finish. The strategy would tell you, run the football, run the clock down. Instead, they're letting him throw it because they feel that confident in what he's getting done.
2nd and 5 after the 5-yard completion on first down. To throw is Winston. And that'll be incomplete. Took a pretty good shot as he tried to pull that one in. Couldn't hang on 3rd down.
That would have been a great catch, but it's real difficult to hold on to it because it was contested all the way. Would have been a great play if he'd been able to haul that one in.
The Bucs on 3rd down. They've converted 4 times out of 6. Not bad. This will be 3rd and 5. To the air again with Winston. Airing this one out for Evans. And this is caught at the 20. It's a big play. Winston to Evans. And even 40 yards. What a game it's been for this duo.
They remind me of a good comedy team. They know how to play off of each other so well. No matter how one riffs, the other's right there to pick them up, and they are shredding them in this ballgame.
Winston connecting with Howard, and he's only going to get a yard from the 20 to the 19. Give him maybe a yard, quite the opposite from the previous big gainer. On 2nd down now, it's Barber. And he'll get him inside the 15 down to the 14-yard line.
That's a gain of 5. Brings up 3rd and 4.
The Bucs on third down. They've been very good, 5 for 7 thus far. This is 3rd and 4. Once again, it's Barber. And he goes backwards here, losing yardage back to the 16. He lost 2, and it brings up 4th.
This offense has had a lot to like in this game. I don't know that last play, though, is going to make the highlight reel.
It's not going to make the highlight reel, but it will be the focus of the film session that the team has to sit through. I've sat through those before. Never any fun. You're always excited about your good plays, and they actually fast forward through those. All right, that was good. All right, great. They get to the bad ones and really illuminate them. Not cool.
This fielded at the 2. And he'll take this one near the 25, call it the 26-yard line. Out onto the field comes New Orleans.
And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking to yourself, okay, what are we going to do? You don't go away from what you did before because that worked, but you have to be prepared for wrinkles and counters because you know they'll make some adjustments.
A nice run there, 9 yards, and it'll be 2nd down.
Some runs are blocked so well, you almost forget that someone has to carry the ball to gain the yardage. The leverage by the offensive line to create space up front, really well done.
From the 36, Watson. It's caught by Bryant. And he'll get it out near the 40 to the 39. They'll get 3 as the drive continues. It's a 1st down.
4th quarter, every drive's so critical, and you figure may only get one more shot after this, so a touchdown's imperative on this drive.
It is, but you also have to think to yourself in play calling, don't hold anything back. Don't save it for the 2nd touchdown. You got the 1st one for the 2nd one to even matter.
Now it's Kamara in the passing game. And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, New Orleans. Alvin Kamara with touchdown number 2 in the game and now 11 on the year as his guys are back within a single score. Lutz good on the extra point. And now things get a bit more interesting here in this 4th quarter. The drive there only spanning 3 plays. And it all culminates in a Saints touchdown. Morstead out now following the touchdown to kick. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. And Tampa Bay trots out there now. They have the lead, obviously, late in the game. I guess the good news for them is if for some reason they would make a mistake, a field goal does the opposition no good.
Everyone loves to have a little bit of a cushion, and that helps you immeasurably. But the bottom line is, do all the things that you're taught in order to close out the game. Don't even let that become an issue.
Yeah, but still a one-possession game. This one not fully over yet. And here is a leaping catch. He pulled it in. Give him 9 there on the 1st down completion. Maybe a good spot to take a shot. Here's 2nd and a yard from the 34. Play action now. Winston. They got his man complete. And he finally goes down at the 23-yard line. It's a big play there for the Buccaneers. 43 yards. So the big play gets him all the way down to the outskirts of the red zone here for 1st and 10. From the shotgun, it's Winston. He finds his tight end, Howard. That's complete. The excellent play last time is followed by a much more routine gain of 3. That 1st down completion only netted him 3. 2nd and 7. They'll run here with Barber. And not much to speak of there. Maybe a yard down to the 20. The Bucs on 3rd down. They've had good success, 5 for 8 to this point. This is 3rd and 7. Working out of the gun, Winston. And they're going to get him. He's sacked back around the 28. Khalil Mack in there yet again. What else is new? He continues to rewrite the record book in single-season sacks.
He's the NFL sack leader coming into the game, and now that's 2 more that he's added to his total.
He wants some separation from spot 1 and 2 in that sack category.
Personal foul, roughing the kicker, defense.
Boy, tight game like this, fourth quarter, personal foul penalties, no.
Yeah, we know the emotions are running high. The tensions are the same. Who can control them best could ultimately win it.
The roughing the kicker called on fourth down. What a big break. Leads to a 1st and 10. From the red zone now, Winston. Blitz coming, and down he goes. J.J. Watt in there to bury him for a loss of 11. Under 4 to go now as the clock runs and they come up on 2nd down. Jameis to throw it. He finds his target. It's Evans. And he's going to be brought down just shy of the 5 at the 6. A good pickup there. 18 yards as they get closer for 3rd down. As big of a play as we've had in this one so far. This is 3rd and 3. Here's Winston. Now look at this. They get the turnover they needed. It's intercepted. Picked off by the linebacker, Demario Davis. And the return goes up to his own 17-yard line. Their passing game has been spectacular this afternoon. Finally, a win for the defense.
You think maybe there was an adjustment there. Finally gained a measure of, I don't even know if you call it revenge, but got a play done against him, and that's been difficult for them all game long.
Give them 3 on 1st down. It'll set up a 2nd and 7.
Brings up 2nd and 7 at the 20-yard line.
The last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7. Back to throw. Watson dancing to his left. That'll be complete to Cook. That one covers 29 yards. 1st down.
As a general rule, offensive linemen like to know where their quarterback's going to be when he's setting up to throw the football. But sometimes they just have to get on the run, get on the move. He was able to do that on that play and picks up a 1st down with a nice throw.
Watson on 1st down. This is complete to Michael Thomas. And he'll go down inside the 45 before going out of bounds.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
And he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30. 17 there and a New Orleans 1st down.
Another carry for their leader and a good one. It's crunch time. They'll need him to continue to be productive in both the run and passing game in order for them to try and snatch a victory.
On the ground, this is Kamara. And he'll be tackled at the 23 after a gain of 3. The tackle made there by Dayon Buchanan.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
They don't need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. Let's see if they do it anyway. And this is Cook with a grab. And he gets it inside the 10 to the 9. It's a 1st down, and he's also over 190 receiving yards now. What a game. 4th quarter, down to the final 2 minutes, and we've got a 1-score game. So it's Saints football as we get you reset. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. They'll look to throw. Gets this to a standout receiver, Thomas. That'll bring up 2nd and goal after the gain of 5.
When you see zone defense and you know you've got a drag route on as your primary call, you've got to be really careful. A pass or about how far you let your guy go because he might wander into some tough coverage.
And just one man in the backfield here. That's Kamara, 2nd and goal. Here's Bridgewater, eluding the... And he can't get a throw away. He's taken down.
I think normally we would talk about this more with basketball players and football players, but let's adopt it in this case. He's a stat sheet stuffer.
Had the interception earlier, now a sack. What, he just needs a touchdown for the trifecta.
That's about all he needs. And he's going to go for it.
You got to think this is likely 4-down territory anyway, but they'll try to punch it in now on 3rd and goal. Back to throw. Forced out to his left. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete. So this defense, they looked a little shaky to start the drive, but bottom line, they're a play away from finishing it off.
They rocked them a little bit on this drive, didn't they? But as you and I both know, it's not how you start, it's how you finish. They have a chance to end it right here.
Likely the play of the game here, trailing in the final quarter and going for it on 4th and goal. Back to throw, and it's caught. They get the completion but cannot push forward into the end zone, and it'll be a turnover on downs. So now let's reset here, Charles. They do have 2 timeouts left, so they can stop the clock twice. This one's not quite over yet.
No, and what you're doing on defense, you're going to use both timeouts, obviously. But you've got to call defenses that are going to force the issue early, meaning you want that play over fast. You don't want to give them time to dance around in the backfield or run a wide sweep that'll take off time. Blitz them, put pressure on them, make sure that play ends quickly so that you can go ahead and keep moving.
So 2nd down, and this defense certainly going to sell out to stop the run. This is Ellington. And space opened up a bit. He's able to take this up past the 10. It'll go as a gain of 7 on the play, and it sets up a 3rd and inches situation.
Here we go, D. It's just me and you. It's just me and you. It's just me and you.
Now it's a bootleg with Winston. And he can't get a throw off. He's taken down. What a huge play at this point in the game. And with just inside of 10 seconds to go, they'll burn their final timeout. 9 seconds left. Here's Bradley Pinion now. And you wonder, could they possibly think about taking a safety here? And he's able to get it out of there, and this is a pretty good kick. And this will be down by a member of the kicking team just outside of the 30-yard line.
The Saints take over 1st and 10.
The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started. They have time here, partner, for just one final heave.
And I have to look at from the defense's perspective here. We know what they're going to do on offense. The Hail Mary, try and get guys down there and throw it in the end zone, tip it around and catch it.
And, oh, a crusher there as it's intercepted. Picked up by Justin Evans. Well, we were on hand for a fun and entertaining game here, coming down really to that last play. Great job defensively to get the pick and seal it.
And we know that every play during a game matters.